Welcome, Uncommon Thread family. Welcome back. Another
Welcome.
week.
Can you believe
What's
it?
up, Destiny? How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I
You look
cannot believe.
fantastic as always.
Thank you. I'm just trying to keep up with you. I'm
I
just trying
mean,
to keep up.
we keep each other going.
We do. We do. Well, thank you for the inspiration. I am loving this camo combo you have going.
This old
So,
thing, I mean, that's
literally, literally, we just, it is what it is.
I'm
It's
here
so
for
it's fabulous. I am
it.
so good. I mean, I can't believe we're halfway through July at this point. I can't believe where God is taking us. I can't believe where God has brought us from. I mean, we were just talking about that today, and so I just
Yeah.
am in awe every day, almost every moment of every
Like every
day,
day.
every day, every day, sometimes every hour of every day, just in
Yeah.
awe. And I
Oh,
know there's so much more in store for you and for I, and just for goodness, the rest of this year, which is hard to believe that there's still
yeah.
the rest of the year left. So much has happened.
A whole
So
other half the year.
much. Who knew? But how are you doing?
Uh, just incredible. I mean, I feel good. I feel like exactly like God promised in Fast Track. That's how I feel, Fast Track. And it's so just mind blowing, but good,
Mind
amazing,
blowing.
incredible.
So mind blowing. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of uncommon belief,
I
so I
mean,
mean, this it's hard to believe. It genuinely, we were just talking about this earlier in Common Thread Family. Like we were just talking about if you would have told us January 1 of this year, yet alone January 1 of 2024, that any
yeah,
of the last even 3 months, yet alone 7 months would have even happened, we would have never believed it.
never.
Never believed it. So, but that is
Never.
how God works, for sure.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Getting closer to our conference coming up. We'll talk about that later, but yeah,
Yay!
I mean it's just getting closer and closer. So yeah, so
I
uncommon
know.
belief.
Let's do
We
this.
I mean, this is just every week, man, it just keeps hitting and hitting. So
It's
uncommon belief, we're gonna get into definition because that's what we do. And uh, so belief actually is the word we're defining, but is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. His belief in the value of hard work. So an acceptance uh, that a statement is true or that something exists.
mm.
Powerful,
I mean,
powerful.
just that alone, and I love the second piece too, but just
Yeah,
that alone is just like
it's so
because
good.
it's so good, and it's just an acceptance. It's an acceptance,
Yeah.
regardless of facts,
Yeah.
regardless
You just
of
literally accept it. Yeah.
you literally just accept it. Like you don't need evidence.
No.
Like you just can just know a thing
Yep. You just,
is a
yeah,
thing without
exactly.
having the thing in front of you.
So good. And then that
Yeah.
second part is trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. I've still got belief in myself. So
Mm,
trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something.
yeah. Yeah. Which,
Accepting that we're more than a conqueror. We can do all things through
yeah.
Christ who gives us
Ooh.
strength. Uh,
Yeah.
that's a statement that we can
It's a
choose to believe or
statement.
not.
Yeah.
What you hitting you?
I mean, literally that all of that, because you're correct. Those are all statements. Those are
Yeah.
God's words that, yeah, we are the lender and not the borrower, right? We are
Hmm.
above and not below. Our ladder shall be greater. Like all of those
Yeah,
things
come
are just
on.
things that we can just truly accept as true. Um, Even if we haven't seen it yet, even if we're still the borrower, right? Even if our ladder is not
Yeah.
quite greater yet, even
Yeah.
if like we can just believe that those things are true and stand on those because that's
Hmm.
what that's about. That's what true like uncommon belief is because you can get stuck in a pit, um of disbelief, right?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
because you don't see it, right? You
Right.
don't see
Believe in
you
what you do see. Yeah.
you believe in what you do see. And so I think what's beautiful is, having the belief of what God's saying in your life and over your life, and that you can see it in those around you. And I think, something our pastor always says is hijacking someone else's faith. And I will tell you, I've done that in my own life
Yep.
because when I
Yep.
started
So
this
good.
walk, I didn't have these beliefs. I didn't know these beliefs. I didn't know his word for myself, but I knew I needed to show up for myself, and
Yeah.
I hijacked someone's faith until I got
Yeah.
here. And so I,
Yeah.
trust that you can do the same on Common Thread Family. So
And something when you just said that, it just hit me is it was almost a blessing in a sense, Destiny, that you didn't have a bunch of junk to overcome. Like,
yeah,
you came in, a few years and you're just been like a sponge and you just have soaked it up and you
yeah,
just are
amen,
believing God and going and doing these big boss move things.
yeah,
And
amen,
somebody else, I grew up in church, was around it my whole life. Pastor Kim talks about this all the time. So
yeah,
sometimes it's uh, accepting a statement about ourselves that other people don't think is true,
yeah,
but we have to believe it in ourselves to
we
say,
do,
I have to dig deep and understand what God is saying to me,
yeah,
and sometimes getting through the junk of what other people think or say that isn't true. And so what they're saying is what they may be seeing.
right,
So it's
right,
accepting a statement that it may not exist yet. But so
yeah,
sometimes you have to push through some of that junk to be able to get to, you know, the other side of it, that
yeah.
trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something, and maybe that's in yourself.
And what I love about that is, to your point, I remember asking God, like, why me? Because there are so many people, when they say he leaves the line the 99. Why me? And it's, I felt like dropped my spirit is like, because I'm not so deep in the word that I can't be used within the world. And so I
Yeah.
think what's so important to what you're saying, Thomas, I wasn't raised in the church. So
Yeah.
I didn't come into my church with church hurt. I didn't come into
Literally.
my church with, you know what I mean? So I didn't
Yep.
have those experiences. And
You
so
weren't
I just
jaded.
dived in. Yeah, I was not jaded at all.
Yes.
And so I
That's exactly
dived
right.
in with a completely different concept, with a completely different yearning, with a completely different, and
Yeah.
still to this day, no, I know the word just enough to be dangerous. But he is using me in the world in a way that I have never seen or would have ever thought possible. And so I think, I think it's just another thing that Uncomfortable Family, just to know, like,
Yeah.
your heart posture will get you further
Yep.
than just showing up to church every day. Will get
Literally.
you further than reading the word every day. Will get you further. Like, if you just seek
Yep.
him consistently, give him your yes and surrender your all,
Yep.
it doesn't matter. You don't have to know three scriptures,
No.
to be
Well, and he
honest.
says in the Bible, come to me as little children.
Yeah,
There's a powerful thing in that because there's an innocence, there's a
yeah,
vulnerability, there is a an easier trust. I mean, you trust
yeah,
quicker, you
you do.
trust easier, quicker, faster. That
Yeah,
it's just it easier. So we have to sometimes remind ourselves to break off some of that junk
you do.
and come
Mm,
to God in His presence like
yeah,
a child of
yes,
unbridled love,
yeah,
you know, uncommon belief that
yeah,
He loves us no matter what. Because
yeah,
children, just like our pets, it doesn't
yeah,
matter how long we're gone, they're always excited to see us.
yes,
They
yes,
always are just the most excited. They love us, and God is just like that. And so coming to Him like a
yes,
child, and so anyway, not trying to get off track, but
yes.
that was just so powerful when you're saying that, and it was just felt good in here.
No, but you make it such a, I mean, it's such a valid point. Like, the being that's a place where being naive actually, it has its own place
Mm,
in the world. And so I think the coming in with a rose colored glasses on and just a hope, like, God, I don't even know what I'm here for. I just know I need to be here.
Yep.
And the rest he took care of. And I but so that's, I think, the word that, if you don't take nothing else away, it's
Yeah.
just show up and
Yeah.
let God show you what
Yep.
you need.
What you
And
need.
don't
Yeah.
try to figure it out for yourself. He just needs you to
Yeah.
show up. And he will do the rest. I promise you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes,
And sometimes we do have to get rid of our preconceived notions and our
we do.
preconceived ideas and all those things. And so
Absolutely.
accepting that something is true. Okay.
Yeah.
Accepting that the
Accept that.
Bible is true for right now. It's living,
Yeah.
breathing,
Living, breathing.
example of your life right now. So
Yeah.
accepting it, that I am more than a conqueror. I can
Yes.
do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
Yes.
Our scripture last week, right, was I am God. When the time is right, I will make it happen for you.
I will make it happen. Yes.
That
Woof.
is a statement that we may not be
Yeah.
seeing it,
Yeah.
but that trust and faith or confidence in someone, God,
Yeah.
or something, his word, that says when the time is right. So in the
Time is
meantime,
right.
I'm going to
Yeah.
spend time and exercise some uncommon belief, what other people
So
may
good.
not think, and say, okay, God, if it's not the right time yet, then you're preparing me for when it is the right
Woo.
time. So that when it
Absolutely.
is the right time, I'm going to step into
Absolutely.
it and I'll be able to handle it. Because we were
Yes.
literally just talking about this earlier when we were trying to catch up, and uh,
Yes.
the version of us last year in January would not have been ready for
No.
what's happening right now. We went through some hell last year, and we talk
We
about it a lot.
literally
We went
did.
through the fire
We
and went through a lot
literally
of stuff
did.
that we knew was getting us ready for something we just didn't know what. And
No.
now that it's here,
Yeah.
we're actually experiencing it and going through.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. I
It
mean, I don't want
totally
to go
makes
back through
sense.
it, but it does make some sense.
I don't. 10 out of 10 do not recommend
Right.
going back through it. But do not, I do not recommend any anything we've gone
Yeah.
through. Actually, I don't recommend
Right.
any of that.
Right.
But I'm so thankful, and I'm thankful. Again, we say this every other or every third podcast about how important your circle is, and so what we went
Yeah.
through, the
Yeah.
circle was
Vital. Yep.
vital. Because yes, God was there every step along the way. I know that now without a shadow of a doubt. God was there every step along the way.
Yeah.
However, in the natural, I needed certain things that only my circle could provide. Because I was like, am I going crazy? Or
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
Is this, are you guys seeing this the same way
Yeah.
I'm seeing this? I
Yeah.
was like, this is what I think I heard. I don't even know. So
And,
and
and I
and
think
it's
the
just
caveat
yes.
too to that, Destiny, is that sometimes God will bring people in your circle that you don't
Yeah.
know super well. You just know you're connected. You know
Yeah.
they're supposed to be there. But it's
Yes.
again, it's like we were talking about coming before God. You don't have a ton of preconceived notions about each other. You and I
No.
were like that. God puts
Right.
us together and we
Right.
grew closer throughout the year, but we still
Yes.
were like, okay, this is kind of happening and I don't know. And then
Yeah.
as the years started going through, it just became more and more relevant that we talked a little
Yeah.
bit more and kind of was comparing stuff. And I really feel like that's such a powerful way of God confirming something to you is
Yes.
by new people that he can bring into your circle that
Yeah.
you have to use discernment, right, to make sure that they're supposed
Yes.
to be there and not a distraction.
Right.
But just those people that he brings in to lock arms with you and
Literally.
you can share those things with and say, okay, yeah, now I get it more
Yeah.
and more.
Well, and to your point, it's the naivety piece again. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't know, we knew enough
Yeah.
about each other to be
Yep.
dangerous. Like, we
Yep.
could start a podcast, right? We could do, but we didn't know so much to where we didn't, when we said something, we just had to take it at face value, or like I said, or use discernment,
Yeah.
because we didn't
Yeah.
have preconceived notions. We didn't have a history to be like, well, Destiny, I've known you 10 years. That doesn't
Right.
make any sense. I've never seen that before. It was like, I've known
Right.
you 10 months.
Right.
So, okay. I mean, I guess that's possible. You know, I'll pray on that, or we can pray on that, and we can go from there. And that's what we did. And I think that's how strategic God is he brought us in at the right times.
Yeah.
Because I think you and I even discussed that if he brought us in earlier, we wouldn't have been ready for each other as
Mm-mm.
friends. Like we
Mm-mm.
would like that wouldn't have been the right time then either. So the timing
Mhm.
was everything.
Yep.
Um, and then it just has been a huge, incredible blessing from there.
Yep.
Huge,
Absolutely.
incredible
One
blessing from there.
billion percent. Absolutely.
Yes.
Could not have said that better myself. All
So,
right.
so good. So I
What's
want
that
to
bring
talk
us
about
into? Something else good.
I mean, speaking of uncommon belief, I want to talk about the difference between
All
belief
right.
versus faith because I think normally we would believe that they're very similar and they
Yeah.
are close. But I want to talk about
Yeah.
that
So
belief
good.
is an acceptance that something is true,
Mm.
often based on evidence or reasoning. So now we have seen something, and so we have evidence or just reasoning like, okay, that's reasonable that my car is going to start today. I believe my car is going to start because my car's a new car and it
Yeah.
started every day until now, and I take care of it, and so okay,
Yeah.
right, it's
Yeah.
reasonable, right? I
Yeah.
believe that. Faith, on the other hand, is a deeper trust or confidence, often in the face of uncertainty
Mm.
or lack of proof. And what I love about that is I have to have faith that the plane is going to get off the ground, stay in the sky, and then land, right? I don't have evidence
Yeah.
to I don't have enough evidence. I don't fly planes. Just like I go out and
Mm-mm.
start my car every day, but I'm not a pilot. But I
Yeah.
have faith that things are going to right. I have a deep trust and confidence that the maintenance has been done on the planes
Yeah.
and that the pilot knows what he's doing and that he's truly passed his test. And again, I don't have proof of that. I've not seen his credentials. I've not seen the maintenance reports, but I
Yeah.
have complete faith in the fact that they've done their job and that we're going to fly correctly. And that's the biggest difference. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Yeah. 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 Well, and I think that belief is uh, something that we see over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
So we do have that ability to almost not depend on it, but there's some dependability to it.
Yes.
And so it's recurring, it happens, uh,
Yes.
I have a belief that my paycheck is going to hit when it's supposed to,
Yeah.
and I don't think
Right.
about it not doing it.
Right.
I've been in situations before where the company was going under and we didn't get
Ooh.
our paycheck, and they held it.
Ooh.
And so, and that's just been a long time ago, um,
Mm.
but faith, on the other hand, it says, is a deeper trust or confidence, often in the face of uncertainty or lack of proof. When
Yeah.
God says to do something
Yeah.
that you maybe haven't seen done,
Well, yes. Yes.
we're getting ready to
Yes.
talk about getting out of the boat, but
Yes.
that's what got us, our spirits so excited about it
Yeah.
is we're literally doing stuff and having to have faith in stuff that
Have to have faith.
we
Have to
haven't
have faith.
necessarily seen it, but
Never. Yeah.
he gives us uh 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 Pastor Stephen Furtick said that there was several different saying things that he had, but God will give you everything you need for the season that you're in.
Ooh.
And so when you start
Ooh.
thinking about that, that's faith.
That's
You
faith.
can't
Yeah.
necessarily see it, that I
Yeah.
have everything I need for this season, but I
Yeah.
trust that God has a good
Trust him.
track record, that I've
Yeah.
never seen the righteous forsaken, the seedbed for bread, whatever, you know. It's that confidence that,
Mm.
okay, God, you have put everything in me that I need for this season.
Have to.
I haven't
Yeah.
been in this season exactly.
Right.
So some of these tools, there are some tools that you could use for more than one job.
Come on.
And so you may have some tools that you've used for other things
Yeah.
that are multi-purpose, talents,
Mm.
gifts, callings, those kinds of things. that God will work together for our good,
Yeah.
and whether that's being our personalities, being able to talk to anybody, uh, whatever it is. Because I promise y'all, when if you've ever hit the live button on Facebook, that's a whole other thing. We can record this podcast. We're
Yeah.
recording it. We still have the option to never post it.
Yeah. Ooh, come
So
on.
we're still
Yes.
in control of
Yes.
it, so to speak. But when you
Yes.
hit live on Facebook, it's just out there.
It's
You
just
say
out there.
something crazy, too late.
Right.
Everybody saw it, heard it.
Right.
Can't take it back.
You cannot.
It's a whole other thing.
And
And so
it's so
it's
good.
giving you that faith
Yeah.
is okay. I have never seen anybody do it exactly like this. So here
Yeah.
we gonna wing it.
Right. And we've gotten great. We've gotten great at winging in Jesus' name. We have gotten great.
Yes.
We literally have. But you're so spot on because again, I know I have belief in the editing tool that I use for the podcast that if
Yeah.
we need to take something out
Yeah.
or delete, we could, right? To your
Yeah.
point. Or like I said, or we could never post it.
Right.
And again, it that there's a belief there. Faith is just like you said, it's just going live, it's just showing up, it's just it is just just quitting a job, it's just leaving a relationship, it's just faith is just doing things
Writing a
and
book.
you have no idea what the other side of that looks like. None.
Nope.
None.
None.
None. You just walk. You literally
Yeah.
just walk. So
Yeah.
I
But I
love
think
that.
again, it's pulling from that trust factor that you trust God
Yeah.
enough to say,
Yeah.
our pastor says it all the time. Either
Yeah.
God, you're either going to catch me when I fall or you're going to teach me how to fly. Either
Yeah.
way, it's going to be good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And I think for me and in my season specifically, um, I had just enough faith,
Mhm.
but I think the naivety of it was still there to where I was like, well, I mean,
I mean,
I mean, I didn't have enough things go wrong, I guess, to be like, well, I mean, to really overthink it. It was just like, I feel like this is what it's I heard. I feel like this is what he's telling me to do. I have a great circle around me who I feel is supporting this. And so, but I think that's the beauty of it is like you
yeah,
just have to have, and the faith, may say faith the size of a mustard seed. That's about what that's literally about that time because it's like it's some things are
yep,
so big that the
right.
faith you need is just enough to be like, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna dip my toe in this water. And then you just next thing you know you're out in it. But
Well, and a great example of that is, and I may have mentioned this before, but
yeah,
it fits good here, is when you're learning how to ride a bicycle, or
yeah,
if you're teaching your kids how to ride a bicycle.
yeah,
What we do at first is, well, how I did it is, you hold on to the back of it,
yeah.
and try to teach them balance.
So good.
And,
Yeah,
but you got it, right? You've got a
yeah,
hold of the bike because you love them and you don't want them to get hurt.
right.
But
Yeah,
more than just not getting hurt, you're building their trust, you're building their
yeah,
faith that they're going to learn their own balance. And then as you keep practicing, then you have to let go
you do.
and let them try it. And
You do.
they're a little shaky, and a little wobbly at first,
Yeah,
but then you get there,
yeah,
and then you can let go
yeah.
and watch them go, and then it's exciting because they've learned and you know done something that they hadn't done before.
And it is. And then of course there's the training wheels that you could use too. And I
Yeah, of
think
course.
and that's really my faith journey because I again I wasn't raised in the church. So I had to start with my own training wheels. I had to
Yeah.
start with a pastor who I didn't even know was a pastor. Came across her on Facebook randomly, just started following her, started getting encouraging words, got connected to the YouVersion app, started devotionals, learning how to pray because I'd never really done that consistently before. And then now I can say my own prayers. Tom still does our opening prayers, which I love because he's a great prayer. But
Thank you.
but 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 I but I think because those are the baby steps. Those are that is
Yeah.
uncommon belief is just
Yeah.
I'm going to start. I don't know how this finishes, and even for me, I still don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But I know I'm going to get up. I'm going to praise my way through it, and it
Yep.
doesn't much matter. And you just start and you just say I don't know how to pray. That's okay. There's apps that'll teach you how to pray.
Yep.
There's You could Google prayers. You can
Yep.
go to an app that I mean, there's so many different things. I don't know how to do devotionals. There's apps for devotionals. I don't know how to read the
Yeah.
Bible. There's versions of the Bible
No.
out there that are easier to read than others. There's
Yep.
really not an
Okay.
excuse to not have some sort of relationship with
No.
God in 2025. There just isn't. And the uncommon belief behind it is just the willingness to start and be consistent with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, and I think we're getting kind of close on our time, is that fits really good here is John chapter 20, verse 29. And this says, Jesus said to Thomas, "You believe because you've seen me.
Mm,
Blessed are those who haven't seen me but believe."
yeah,
See,
yeah.
Thomas was labeled doubting Thomas because that's just because of one, he had to have proof, right, of things. And so when Jesus appeared to them after he
Mm.
was crucified and resurrected, Thomas said, "I will only believe it if I can put my fingers in your nails,
Ooh,
scars, in my hand in your side. Then I'll know beyond any doubt that it's you for real, Jesus, and not somebody's punking us, right?" And so
amen.
Jesus said, "Okay, here, check it out." And so
Yeah,
Thomas, put his hands in and kind of like examined or assessed him. And um and so
so
we as
good.
Christians today
Yeah,
literally have to go on something that we haven't seen him physically,
never don't have evidence. Yeah,
but we still believe.
still believe.
And so it's I think a thing that we discount sometimes
Mm-hmm.
of how powerful our faith has to be
Yeah,
to believe in a God that we can't see,
yeah,
to believe in a God we can't physically hear.
yeah,
Now we learn how to hear God, right? And we
yeah.
learn, all these things, and God made us to, be complex and
Mm,
have be
mm-hmm.
able to feel and smell and all our senses.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
as you grow in God, you are going to you're going to experience God. Gosh, I can't even speak.
It's her.
I believe that we get to experience God with all of our senses
Yeah. Amen.
because God is all around us. When
Yeah.
you smell a sweet flower or you smell something that's God, uh, when you see it, you feel it, you taste it, whatever
Yeah.
the situations are, um, but we don't physically see it. So he is even more, I think, I think that God is even more uh, proud or
Yes.
just, I think it's extra special because we have not seen him physically, yet we still believe as
Yeah.
powerfully as we do.
I mean, and I think that's critical. It's critical, and I think the less you know about him and the more you believe, the
Yeah.
even more special is again that faith the size of mustard seed. Back to that note, is
Yeah.
you don't have to have been in the church 5, 10, 15, 20 years to have be God use you, to have
Yeah.
God really bless you, to those things. It's just you just have to say yes as
Yeah.
consistently as possible, trust in him and genuinely be willing to go through things regardless of what it looks like, what it feels like, and
Yep.
just know every step along the way he's right there. And so I think it's really, really special.
And I think something I don't even know why I was thinking about this, but as you were saying that, because I had nothing to do with this, but I remember being little in church, like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
and there being older people in the church. Like, again, I'm 8, 9, 10, and they had to be, you know, 60s, 70s, maybe a little bit older even. And um, the older I get, it's like the more I remember that. I remember them and
Mm.
their faithfulness and their, being able to think about the impact that they had on me then, which at 10 I didn't care nothing. I mean, really, I mean, I did.
Right.
I always liked older people like
Yeah.
that. So I didn't, of course I didn't know I was going to be, in the medical field or whatever, but
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, I always was drawn to them. And so now in retrospect, it kind of is a little cool because uh, seeing God do things for them and bless
Mm.
them, and even though they're so much older, it was just those little bitty things that we can share with each other, even being generations apart, that
Mm.
affected me, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a
Yes.
blessing for me that they were closer to dying in the natural, right? I mean,
Mm.
obviously, age
Yes.
doesn't mean
Yep.
anything, but
Yes.
if you
Right.
just look at it very simply, they were closer to death than I was.
Yeah.
If you just run your natural course, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And their faith was so strong, they weren't afraid of dying. They loved God. They were like excited almost of what that was going to be like. And I'm like 10 saying,
Yes.
"Oh my God, uh, you know,
Right.
you know,
Right.
but
Yes.
it's that
Yeah.
faith that they
That faith.
imprinted
Yeah.
that I didn't even realize. And
Mm.
maybe it's just because of what God's doing right now in my life that just has me thinking about, trusting God so much when
Yeah.
you can't see it. It's that
Yeah.
uncommon belief that He will do all the things that He said He would do, even
Yes,
though we don't see it.
absolutely. Even though I don't see it.
Yeah,
Yes. And what I love about that is that's kind of going back to the first point of hijacking faith. Like you
yeah.
when at 10, you're seeing these 60, 70-year-old people. And I think also sidebar, if what's funny is they probably were like 40 or 50, but when you're 10, people who like how
No,
like
they were really older than that. They really were.
okay.
I know they were.
I just remember thinking 30 was old when I was like little. So, so anyway, but I
Yes.
love that you have that memory, and I think it's special because it's so true. It's so true. The closer you get to God, the longer you have this walk, the more you see what He does in your life, the less likely you are to let turbulence on an airplane scare you. Like
Yeah.
right, like you're literally gonna be like, okay, if this plane does drop out of the sky, I know where I'm going. So whereas before, but
Not
thankfully,
such a great idea.
but God.
Right.
And so now, I have very much so uncommon belief and uncommon faith and all those things because of him. And so I want to
Yeah.
wrap us up with a
Yeah.
devotional
Yes.
um, from that talks a little bit about Peter.
Hmm.
So Peter is walking on water. I'm sorry, goodness, Peter walking on water is a little bit like skydiving. In
Love it.
theory, it was just taking a few steps to go meet Jesus. But obviously, it was a lot more than that. Peter had to actually get out of the boat. Simple? Sure. Easy? No way. Right? But that's what following Jesus looks like. Even when you've got questions and doubts about your faith, God still calls you to get out of the boat and walk towards Jesus on water. As Peter learned, when you're keeping your eyes on Jesus, the storms of life are a lot more manageable. The hardest part for most of us is taking the first step. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
it. That
That
is
could have been
it.
the whole topic of the whole night
Literally.
um, because
Whew.
the other 11
Yeah,
disciples didn't get out of the boat.
I did it.
They weren't even probably thinking about it. Like, are you crazy?
No.
First of all, we don't
Yeah.
even really know who it is walking on the water. I mean, there for a minute, they didn't recognize
Yes.
Jesus. that he was walking
Yes.
on water.
Speaking of uncommon belief.
Uncommon belief, right?
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
second that he identified himself, Peter, and it may have just come out before he even thought about it, because Peter was just like that, I believe.
Yeah.
He's like, Jesus, if that's really you, let me come out there to you. Jesus
Yeah.
was like, bring it, bruh.
Right.
Right? That with the
Literally.
like,
Literally. Like say
okay, come
less.
on. And Peter had
Yeah.
to get out of the boat,
Yeah.
and this is, I mean, I've thought about this a lot because it's one of my favorite stories. But
So
I
good.
don't believe that this was a tiny little bitty rowboat. I think that it was carrying 12 people at least, maybe
Right.
even more.
Right.
So I
Oh
think it
my
was a
God.
decent sized boat. It wasn't,
Yeah.
like I said, some little raft where he literally just stepped. I think
Right.
it was more of an effort for him to get out of the boat, maybe even
Come
climb
on.
down
Ooh. Come
to get to
on.
the water. It was more
Yes.
premeditated than
Yeah.
sometimes I think we give it credit for. So I could go
Mm.
on about this all night and I won't, but I love this. I love it. It's so good.
I love it. And the last sentence for me is the best. The hardest part for most of us is taking that first step because I think what
Oof, yeah.
everybody just has to understand is when you see the lives of people who are doing big things are being used by God, you don't understand what they've gone through.
Yeah.
That oil costs them
Yeah.
more than you can ever imagine. And that first step was their hardest. It was that first, conversation, that first phone call, that first whatever, that first
Yeah.
resignation letter, that first
Yep.
whatever it is that God's
Yep.
asking you was not easy, was not easy, and we're not going to ever tell you that it is.
Mm-mm.
And so, but I love so much to your point. This is literally the walk on water season that I feel like I'm in, that Thom's in, and so we just want to encourage you and Common Thread family
Yeah.
is pray to God about that first step because it's not going to necessarily be easy, but you can do it. We've done it. We've seen it done and time again, and God has not ever ended a deficit.
No, no, no,
So
no.
yeah,
And just like, once Peter did kind of get freaked out and start sinking, he literally
yeah,
started sinking
he
because he
did.
did walk on water.
He
Even
did.
if it was
He
two
did it.
steps, he was literally walking on the water, and that's more than some other people do. And so, but Jesus was right there to grab him and
Yes.
and, and didn't let him,
Mm.
drown
Right.
because
Right.
he did take that first step.
He
Jesus,
did.
I may not know how to walk on water, but you're either going to catch me when I fall, or you're going to teach me how to walk on these waves.
That's it.
That's our
That's
new, can
it.
be our new statement.
Like literally. Like, and so now we say, our new statement is what boat? Because we are so far out. We are so far out that we don't, it could be a raft, it could be a yacht, it could be a cruise ship.
Yeah.
We don't even see the boats at this point. And so, but again, that first step was not easy. But
Nah.
it's doable. And we just want to encourage Uncommon family,
Yeah.
seek God the best way that you can. If you need an app, if you need
Yeah.
ChatGPT to give you prayers every day and devotions every day and scripts every day, do whatever you can do, and God
Yeah.
will do the rest. But He just needs you
Yeah.
to fill in that gap, right? To make the
So good.
connection, and then once you're connected to God, there's no really going back. But you will always be grateful and thankful that you did it.
Always beautiful. Beautifully said. Absolutely. So incredible. So, so good.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Well, Uncommon Thread family, we want to remind you of our Uncommon Thread podcast Breaking Labels Conference coming up September 19th and 20th in Oklahoma City. So sidebar, so fun. I was talking to a guy who loves Oklahoma City on the plane I was on the other day. He goes there for work and he's like, you got to go to the river. There's like a river apparently that has
Riverwalk.
like you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
river
Yeah.
walk. And he's like, so yeah, so Uncommon Thread fam, come out to the conference, hit the
Yep.
river walk with us. And so we are so excited. Tickets are on Eventbrite. We have general
Eventbrite.
admission
Yep.
and VIP tickets. And so both are going to be incredible. Just get into the building. You will not want to miss it. And also
Mm-mm.
you can check out Thom. Thom, what is your website?
Website is levelupwiththom, THOM.com. Levelupwiththom.com. Our link to our podcast is on there. the all the conference information's on there. You can click there and it'll take you
Good.
to Eventbrite, and you can get your tickets there. And yeah, it's going to be incredible. We've got just a lineup that's going to be amazing. So
Yes, so,
it's
so
really good.
good.
The theme is shades of camo. So we want to be creative with
Yay!
all sorts of
So, little
all the
hint here,
camo,
yes, all the camo,
all the
all the
camo.
camo.
Here for it.
Yes,
And
yes, and
so
we
yeah,
are
it's gonna
super
be good.
thrilled. Yes, and so as you know, fashion will be on point. We are so
On point.
excited
Yes,
about about the
yes,
shades of camo and what that looks like. And
yes,
again, we're so 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 excited. And again, books are out on his website. My new book, The Cost of Yes, is out on Amazon Kindle. So go check that
yes,
out. And so again, we
yes.
just love
Okay.
you. We honor you. And so I'm just so thankful for you, Thom. And we
Same,
just
same, same, same.
cannot wait to see you next time on Come With Their Family.
All right. Love y'all so
Love you.
much.
Have a good
Be
night.
blessed. Have a good week.